Well, good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for WIS News Primetime. I'm Greg Adeline.
And I'm Hannah Burbank. Every weekday at 7:30, we'll be here to tell the untold stories of kindness, community, and hope across the Midlands.
And tonight, we see how the sounds of a symphony has the ability to inspire a passion as well as an opportunity to teach.
One Columbia jazz composer found his love for music at an early age, but the journey to where he is now has been anything but predictable, going from sitting in band class to teaching his own.
Our Sam Shapiro joins us now after getting to know a little bit more about Ron Westray and learning how picking up an instrument years ago has led him to a number of unexpected places. Sam?
Yeah, that's right, Greg and Hannah. Ron Westray told me today he grew up playing a variety of instruments and always had a passion for making music, but he also told me how the experience he's had playing the jazz trombone has changed his life and given him a ton of opportunities as a musician. Born June 13, 1970, Columbia native Ron Westray grew up playing a variety of instruments, including piano and violin. Westray remembers picking up that trombone for the first time in middle school after his band class ran out of the instrument he initially wanted to learn.
Sixth grade band class, just like everybody, you sign the list. What do you want to play? I signed up for trumpet because everybody wants to play trumpet, right? And it literally just came down the line, trumpet, 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 out of trumpets.
This would be how Westray was introduced to the jazz trombone, and once they met, it would lead to him becoming the king of the marching band at Keenan High School and SC State.
My band director, Al McLean, he said, man, stand up. I stood up. He said, oh, you're tall and lanky. You're a trombone player. He said, we got one trombone left in the closet. Go get it. And I don't remember an awkward moment.
One Thursday in the early 1990s, Ron's sister Valencia bought him tickets to one of Winston Marsalis's jazz shows at former live music venue Green Streets. Westray would use the intermission to tell Marsalis about his passion for playing jazz trombone. This snowballed into Westray closing out the second half of that show with the trumpeter, giving him his first big break.
My sister bought the tickets to the show. I went up at intermission. Hey, Mr. Marsalis, I'm Ron Westray. I play jazz trombone. He said, oh, yeah? Go get your horn. And that was it. I stayed on stage the rest of the night with the band.
Westray would be invited to play with Marsalis with the Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra in New York after Ron got his Master's of Arts from Eastern Illinois University. He would then move up to Harlem and spend the next 12 years playing in New York and all over the world. He learned over the years, playing with big names including Stevie Wonder, how to perfect the science behind writing and playing jazz.
Music is a science. Music operates off of mathematical principles, which is why it's constant, which is why it can be repeated. So there are absolute things that are going on.
He says that rather than pouring his own emotions into what he's playing, he uses these types of ideas to provoke the emotion in his listeners.
When I'm playing that solo, I'm thinking that I have to meet certain specifications. Things have to work a certain way. That's what jazz improvisation is really about.
After New York, Westray would take what he's learned on his travels back to school. He was an assistant professor in the Jazz Studies Department at the University of Texas at Austin prior to teaching at York University in Toronto. He joined their music department in 2009 as a professor and the Oscar Peterson Chair in Jazz Performance, a position endowed by the Government of Ontario to commemorate legendary Canadian jazz artist Oscar Peterson.
As an artist, you know, we're very critical of everything we do, you know, so I still get nervous before I teach, which is a good thing, because that means I'm still in it. See? I still get butterflies, like, why, man, you've been teaching 18 years, are you still a little nervous before the lecture? Because because it's like, yeah, because I'm on, you know?
Wow, I love how while pursuing his passion, he's sharing that with so many others. It's so inspiring.
Yeah, it's truly amazing, and it was interesting. I found out about the story through his sister Valencia. I actually met her in an Uber one night, and she was telling me about how Ron kind of went to New York and did all this stuff. So I was like, oh, we got to have him on prime time. So
Yeah.
Very neat.
it was a pleasure sharing the story, and thank you, Valencia, for sharing that story with me.
Yeah, kind of neat how he got his start, just being tall as a trombone player.
Yeah,
There you
tall
go.
and lengthy.
See it.
Maybe I should pick up the trombone.
There you go. You never know. All right. Well, let's send things over to Chief Meteorologist Adam Clark, who's played an instrument or two of his own in the Carolina band days.
Yeah, I'm a fellow band nerd.